allocated to different issues. But it would appear that, curiously, that is the one conversation that we are not having this time round. We've not had a robust conversation about the finance bill nor the allocations in the budget. The finance bill was passed last week by the House, and it's awaiting presidential assent. The appropriations bill the same, and now we see on the front page of the Daily Nation that State House gets another 890 million shillings for innovations. Some positives from the budget-making process: MPs drop digital assets tax of 3% on transactions. Yet these are not what the nation is talking about right now. Do you think we are also missing out as a society that we did so well in discussing the budget-making process last year, but this time around we are not there?
Well, you know, the budget-making processes are actually supposed to involve wananchi in terms of public participation. It's supposed to involve everybody. I haven't seen followed how public participation was done this time around. Maybe it was done because I remember the one place where the members of parliament did public participation was around the bill of entrenching CDF, GAF, and what they're calling now Senate oversight fund. And that they did themselves. They went into there and they collected the views themselves and brought it to the House. But on the budget, I guess people were just waiting to see specific areas of the budget that's going to hurt them the most, and then react on that. But whatever else is put in there that we can't see, because this time I think what they have done is they've made it look like very few changes on tax. But people who have studied it will tell us that there is actually a lot of hidden taxes around there. So absolutely agree that this time we've been lackluster in dealing with the budget. The problem with last year's budget was that it was blatant in the face of Kenyans what was in the budget itself, in the finance bill itself, the proposals that time, and the people were protesting on something they have seen. So if you can manage to cover it and don't show people don't get interested in it. That's one. Number two is...
So the government was clever enough to hide some of it.
This time they have been. It's the analysts who are telling us, the fiscal analysts are telling us what is actually there. The one that was touching on digital platforms and so on is the one that I think was seen very clearly, and quickly the government kind of backtracked on that. I mean, the parliament backtracked on that. We don't know if it's going to be signed without that. It's up to the president to do that. But I guess at this point in time, the blatant, the straightforward taxes, which we saw last year, the overtaxation and so on, is not clearly there. And so I think it was people would quickly say, okay, it's all right, because we don't see it. But it's going to show up at some point. So I do hope that the issues this time will be more about why the mayhem, why the extrajudicial killing, why those things that would affect even participation. Because if people are afraid, they will not even help you with public participation. If people are not very sure they can trust what you're saying, they will just back off. And I think sometimes Kenya just decide, okay, you do what you need to do. But please, the question is, please don't kill us. Please, when we're going to demonstrate, to celebrate this 1 year, don't send goons. And then talk about these young people who have disappeared. Talk about these ones who have, those ones who have been killed. Talk about how government plans to compensate. And that's why, by the way, sometimes I have to come back to Honorable Raila Odinga and say, he can shout a little more about the things he has said, because he has said, actually, everybody needs to be compensated. They need to have a compensation plan. So he can raise his voice more, even now that he's in this government. Because we need to hear that more than what is in the tax, what is in the budget, what is in the in the budget. We need to speak about the way we want to have the freedom of speech, of assembly, the way we want to be able then to be useful when it comes to public participation without fear. You can express yourself without fear. And I wanted to actually assure the people of Nairobi that don't listen to everything that is said about because there's something I want to say about this threat that there will be Pokot young people coming to Nairobi. I want to assure them that there will be none. We don't have any available to come to Nairobi. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know where you will find them, but not the ones that I know. Okay. So let's not create fear. And I wanted to say to the people who said, the guy who spoke that way, that please, don't use the name of the Pokot people badly. Mm-hmm. We've come a long way. We've come a very, very long way. And we would like them to be educated, to have the chance to have a president of the Republic of Kenya one day. Not to take us back into those doomsday, those backward days. So I'm actually worried that people might think that the Pokot are going to be used for that. None. Mm-hmm. None is coming, and they're not available. They are busy doing business, they're busy going to school, and they're busy trying to build their lives for the future. Okay. And so I just want to say that let's keep pushing on the matters that are important to make Kenya a better place.
Mm-hmm. The concern is that now all these things, the threats, the use of